Only one thing is certain about the DC universe and its current standing, and that is it's completely uncertain. There is so much in the air about the direction that Warner Brothers and DC is trying to go when it comes to their superhero movies. What are they trying to do? Where is the cohesion? And who are the actors playing the characters? And after losing about $60 million during the Justice League, DC and Warner Brothers said it's time for something different, and they started to go in a different direction, which we saw with Shazam. It was a lighter, more fan-friendly kind of movie that suits the comedic superhero route a little bit more than the dark and ominous one, which hadn't worked for them in the past. After Justice League had completed, we've heard that Henry Cavill will no longer be wearing the cape and taking on the mantle of Superman, which upset a lot of people. He was a pretty good Superman. But regardless of this, our hopes for the second Superman movie with Henry Cavill was further squashed when, in Shazam, we had a cameo of Superman, but they didn't show us his head. So they haven't filled the role for the actor, and Henry Cavill hasn't yet dedicated himself to doing it, which is why we got that weird cameo. But as the internet continues to do what the internet does best, spread rumors and speculation, there is heavy word on the street that Henry Cavill hasn't quite hung up his cape just yet. We'll cover it right now. Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Cosmic Culture. It's Chris, and if you like to stay up to date on all those little details and the exciting news for all the major movies, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button as we're covering it right here on the channel. So, we know how it is. Rumors, fan theories, speculations, fan cast, it's all a bunch of jokes, nothing's true. Well, the return of Superman, or Henry Cavill as Superman, has some merit as we have a direct quote from him where he says he would like to further explore the character. Now, this quote came from last year and sparked a lot of rumors that he would be returning, and that's where we've been hearing all of this. So it isn't anything new, but it is the source of the rumors, and he had to say, "There's a lot I have to give for Superman yet. A lot of storytelling to do, a lot of real, true depths to the honesty of the character. I want to get into it. I want to reflect the comic books. That's important to me. There's a lot of justice to be done for Superman. The status is, you'll see." You'll see. So, of course, can't just walk away from the role, because as we see in this quote, from what he had to say directly, there's a lot he wanted to do with the character. A lot that he was unable to get done, especially given the situation of the movies that he was in. He says he'd like to go back to the comic book character roots and really give Superman the justice he deserves. So, if anything, it's obvious that Henry Cavill doesn't want to be done with the character, if not rather, he felt like his time with it was up, because they're changing the direction of DC, with these more comedic, funny Shazam movies with different types of ideas of who Superman is. Potentially he didn't feel like he could make that pivot, or they were going in a direction with Superman he didn't want to go. To further this evidence even more, with more quotes by Henry Cavill himself, once the rumors started spreading that he was done and that other actors like Michael B. Jordan from Black Panther were looking at picking up the role, he continued to express that he was insistent on continuing with Superman. And all of this was after Justice League and after they'd already replaced him in Shazam with a non-faced character. They then went on to talk about how he is now famous in The Witcher and doing many other projects now that he's been picked up as more of a serious actor. And he had to say, "You gotta keep in mind that regardless of what movies I'll be doing over the next few years, you can fit 2 projects into 1 year." So he's not worried about being overscheduled, he's not worried about missing out on other opportunities, he's capable of doing it and he wants to do it. The only real question that appears to be there is what is the direction of the DC universe? And this is the only question that we without a doubt do not have the answer to. Not even 100% sure if Warner Brothers or DC has the answer to it, as they're putting out a new Batman movie, a Joker movie, the Shazam movie. Aquaman and Wonder Woman are kind of lost because nobody knows where anybody fits in, and this universe is all over the place. Now, it's of course extremely possible that there is a master plan and that they're going to piece all these movies together, because that's what people want. They want to be able to watch these movies as individuals and then see them come together in some type of grand super movie scheme. So, it goes without saying that nobody knows all the details of what's going on over at DC or in their brains, but it also seems like they don't either, which is potentially the biggest issue that Henry Cavill has had playing the role of Superman. He doesn't like the pivot, he doesn't like the uncertainty, and he is starting to gain ground as a serious actor. So other projects await. However, his desires and wishes of being Superman are still intact. So the real question is, do you want Superman back? Do you want a new Superman? And what's the direction you see DC going in the future? Let me know in the comments down below. And of course, if you like this video, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. We'll be covering all the major movie news right here on Cosmic Culture.